Hey guys, Owen Shott here with Shott Performance, and wanted to take an opportunity to introduce one of my athletes and let you guys get to know them, who they are on the bike, off the bike, and get an opportunity to see what we're doing here, what they like, what they dislike, all the ins and outs. So today I've got Will Jessup here, bronze medalist at the state criterium championships for this year. Just a year ago, he was, kind of deciding if he wanted to move up from category 3. Now he's racing 1-2s at a high level and really enjoying it. So I kind of came up with a list of questions, and I really didn't. I was like, I'm gonna wing these at you, Will, and
Okay.
I might put him on the spot. So we're just having this. This is fun, but really wanted to let you guys get a crack into what we're doing here with the training, but also, hey, who is this guy? What does he do in his spare time? So that'd be the first question. Like, who is Will Jessup? What are you doing when you're not riding a bike?
Yeah, right. I don't know. Lately, I feel like I'm riding a bike quite a bit, but no. So, who is Will Jessup? I'm 27 years old. I'm from Lawrenceville, Georgia. So I guess that's about 25 minutes, maybe outside of Atlanta. Grew up just kind of playing sports. Soccer backgrounds, a little bit of high school football as well. Went to school at Auburn University.
Cool. War Eagles.
Yeah, there you go. Graduated in 2014. Lived in Troy, Alabama for a couple of years. Moved down to Orlando, Florida about 3 years ago for work.
Yeah.
So when I'm not riding the bike, I'm spending a lot of time at work. Also getting my MBA as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
So you're busy.
I feel like that kind of takes up most of my time, training, studying, and getting stuff done for work.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got to know what got you into the sport. Like, why did you get on a bike?
Yeah. So I'd been out of college for a couple years. Was trying to. I'm a pretty competitive person by nature. Tried to stay in shape, but I was kind of struggling, trying to find, a way to. Because I don't know if you've been in an office environment, right? There's always pastries and people get out of shape pretty quick. I was trying to stay in somewhat of fitness. So I tried to do some running. I think I did some insanity stuff, and just nothing really was sustainable. I bought a road bike, just thinking it'd be just something different.
Mm-hmm.
I think I bought a Trek 1.1 series. And I think I bought it maybe January of 2016.
Okay.
I remember I did a 3-mile ride, and I don't think I could walk for like a week later. And you know how the progression goes, right? You do a 10-mile ride, you do a 20-mile ride,
Yeah.
a 40-mile ride.
Just get hooked.
I think I'd kind of been watching some YouTube. I saw there was a local race, and I just jumped in. Cat 5.
Cat 5, yeah.
Cat 5 crit.
Yeah.
I think I got lapped twice. They pulled me, maybe 15 minutes in. But it was kind of like, I can't go out like that.
Yeah, right.
So, I guess that kind of answers the question how I got into it. I don't know. I would roll around my town in Alabama, and man, I'd be able to hold 17 on the flats, and
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking man, God's given me this ability to cycle.
That's awesome. So that shows you right there. If you're a Cat 5 guy and you get lapped in your first race, there's opportunities to be on a podium in a Pro 1-2 race.
I feel like I should go back to that race at some point and
they
just light it up.
Yeah, they won't. They were
just as a self redemption.
Right. No, that's for sure. You can't go out like that, like you said. So no, they don't even know that you ride a bike anymore, probably. So what bike do you ride? What's your piece of equipment that you're on now?
Yeah, Adam at
Bikes, etc.
Bikes, etc. He got me set up maybe February this past year with his old Madone.
Oh, cool.
Man, I didn't really think it really mattered bike to bike, but man, you can really see a difference with this one. It's super fast, super light, really responsive.
So,
You know, I'm pretty tough on my bikes.
Yeah,
as a lot of people have pointed out. So, but this one's been up to the task.
Yeah, I've heard there's two different thoughts processes out there. A clean bike is a fast bike, but then I've also heard it's a tool, not a treasure. So you know you got to work on it. But do you have a favorite snack when you're on the bike? What do you like to munch on, or what do you?
I've been playing around with a bunch of things, but man, the one thing like I feel like it's kind of been a game changer is like gummy worms.
Oh.
But other than that, Cliff Bars, you know, honey stinger gels, whatever I can get my really hands on. I think it's something we've kind of talked about a lot is, you know, nutrition on the bike. So I think, you know, maybe just, you know, you've given me some suggestions, right?
Yeah.
And
I find my training's like really changed from how I race, so, and I probably need to dial it in more. But I'm like Star Crunch and you know gummy bears and stuff like that. And then I'm like I don't eat that when I race. I'm like, man, like where's the jet fuel, you know? So, but yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, so kind of you know if we're looking at like you know the overall like hey you know. How is the training process? How do you like the training process? You know, where were you before you signed on? So just a kind of a little overview. Will came on about 14 months now.
Yeah, I'd say maybe March last year.
Okay, so it was right after Athens. Twilight. He's like, all right, I'm ready to do this, and kind of like, hey, this is what I've been doing, and we've seen. I want to say 25% increase, you know, and that's across the board too. Like, you know, a lot of coaches just kind of like dial in on one number, and you know, at the end of this season, it was like 1 minute, 5 minute, you know, 3 hour. Like, you know, his 3 hour number was just, I mean, tremendous. Like, it's funny. He can tell you, but about his first tempo workout, you know, and so what have you seen in the process of that? You know, you like and you dislike, and you know, but really has made a difference.
Yeah, right. No, to your point, I think, I came to you in March of last year, and, you know, I think we guesstimated my power was, my 20-minute power, right, 280 watts, and, you know, I was doing what I thought, you know, I still see a lot of people doing, right, is hard ride, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a hard group ride, you know, and you think, right, like, you know, that's the formula to success.
Right. Yeah.
And I think, you know, you kind of looked at that, you kind of saw what I was doing, and I think you saw me heading down a path that a lot of people head down, and, you know, they get to that, you know, that formula's defense, right? You can get pretty strong doing that pretty quickly, but you also plateau, and I think that's kind of where I was, you know, when we kind of started working together. So I think, you know, you kind of slowed me down, right? And it's been good, right? I think, you know, when you get a coach, right, there's a lot of anxiety, you know, especially I think you were kind of new to the game. You had a few clients, but there was definitely some anxiety, right? Like I didn't, you know, you weren't recommended to me by anyone. You know, I didn't know any of your current clients.
Right.
But no, man, I would say, you know, it's from that aspect, right? You know, and you get worried, like, is this guy going to have time for me? Is he going to, you know, is he going to be loading my workouts? Is he just going to be posting and we're not going to have any dialogue? But it's been nothing like that, right? And I would say, you know, from the training side of it, what I think you've done a really good job is, you know, and we've talked a lot about this, is I'm very much a why person. I want to understand why I'm doing it.
For sure.
And, you know, when you're posting, you know, a 4-hour zone 2 ride when everyone else is going to do a group ride, you know, I'm coming to you and, you know, why are we doing this, right? And I think you do a pretty good job of like, okay, well, like, you know, yeah, I understand it might not be the what you want to do, right? But here's the big picture, right? And this is why we're doing it. And so I, you know, that I've found a lot of value in that.
Yeah.
And I think the like you said, you know, we've really slowed it down, right? So it's a lot of slow work. I think we work a lot of drills, working those fundamentals, right? I know we've talked about cadence. We talk about pedal stroke. A lot of those, it's not just overall power, right?
Right.
And it was tough to kind of buy in, right?
Yeah.
But now you're telling me to speed up, and I'm telling you to.
Right.
I want to still go do the the tempos and stuff.
Yeah. So.
And just to where we were, right? I think we guesstimated 280 when we started working out, and 360 was the power number last week. So I feel like the numbers kind of speak for itself. It's not
Yeah, well, even the results too. I mean, coaches can give you a great number, and then you go to a race and you sit at the front of the race the whole time and drag the whole group around. Then yeah, that's cool. Like your hero pull, or it's I heard a guy the other day say, he goes, "That's cute." I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to use that one. So if you hear this, I stole that.
I think when we started working together, I was hanging on to Pro 1-2 races.
Right.
And, last wheel, just finishing the race.
Yeah.
And I kind of came to you and said, hey, I want to be competitive in these races, right? And you kind of put out a good, how do we get there?
Yeah.
And now, off the front.
Yeah.
and
That's the
moves
thing.
and breaks and. Man, it's just a lot of fun now.
Right. Yeah. So you're actually in the ball game, and you're not sitting on the bench and stuff like that. So real brief, tempo workout. When I gave him his first tempo workout, it was 2 by 20 minutes at 80 to 84% of FTP or a number, right? And he was like, "This is impossible. Like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life," And
yeah, I think up to that point I hadn't done an interval maybe over 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes.
And you put 220s, and I think I got maybe through 10 minutes of the second one.
So,
and called you.
Right. So long story short, he goes on to this year, and I think
we did like a 3 by 40,
mm-hmm.
and up that 20 watts over, threshold went up, right?
Yeah.
So 265 at 3 by 40s.
And you could probably roll out now and go 2 to 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours of just cruising at that effort, because
mm-hmm.
we've built that aerobic side and really built that strength. So just kind of an overview of where he was and where he'd gone. And it's not just like, hey, the 20-minute number went up. It was like, well, wait a minute, like, it's cool you have a 20-minute number, but if you're not in the race in a 3.5 hour road race, well, what does it matter? So some of those things that we really kind of try to focus on here. So my last question I have, and you can add anything else you want. If you could be any superhero, who would you be?
Oh man.
Are you a Marvel fan?
I'm not.
No. So he just lost a lot of followers.
I don't know, man. I guess whatever could help me on the bike.
Like a Flash or Superman.
Yeah,
you gotta have somebody you followed when you were a little kid.
No, man, not really. Not big into the superhero.
All right. So that's gonna be an ending question from now on. So who would you want to be?
What would be your answer?
Oh man, definitely Superman.
Why?
Because I like wearing tight stuff.
Okay. There you go, man.
The S on the chest, man. Like
we could set that up for you.
Right. So, anything else you want to add? The floor is yours.
No, man. I just, I'll take a couple minutes. I know this is kind of for some of your athletes, man. I've been, I'm getting people, left and right that are coming up to me and
Mm-hmm.
hey, you've really improved. And, so, if there's anybody looking who might be interested, man, I've got nothing but good things to add, like I mentioned those anxieties earlier, I think you've put ease to everything. And it's, and also, you're just a genuine person, so, yeah, man. Thank you for all you've done.
Yeah.
And let's.
No, it's been fun.
Let's keep going.
I love seeing the results, and it makes me believe in what I'm doing. And that's the thing with Will is, I've got a lot of athletes, but I find the athletes that succeed the best, they just go check the box. And a lot of my people hear me say it, like, just go hit singles, go hit doubles. We don't need a home run every day. You don't have to do more. You just go and check the box every day and execute the plan. And the thing. You log on to Will's, Training Peaks, and it's green. It's green every day. It's right up, dead on. It's not diverted. And if it is, he's like, hey, my bad, I messed up, or hey, can we try something different? So, but for most part, like, that's what makes it easy. Like the people, that just go check the box and just say, okay, hey, this is what Coach said, I'm going to go do it, and they believe in it. And it really is you have to believe in the person you're working with, and trust in what they're doing. So, but yeah, thank you. So
You got it, man.
all right, guys, we'll see you soon.